Good morning. Today is the 9th of October 2024 and I'm going to go through my pre-market plan and levels for today on SPY, ES, NASDAQ, QQQ, etc. Before we start, as always, just check to see what news could be moving the market. Nothing in the pre-market. We've got some Fed speaker in a few minutes, but we've got Fed speakers at 10:30, so we could see some movement around 10:30. But the big one today, and we've got some Fed speakers right through today actually, so we could see a lot of volatility, but the big one is 2 p.m. FOMC minutes, and that's rated 3 out of 3, so we could see some big movement around that time. Okay, before we start, let's crack on with the levels and just get my pen working. Okay, on my screen we are looking at the ES, which is the S&P E-mini futures, and we're on the 1 hour time frame. I like using the 1 hour because it gives me a better overview of the market than say the 5 minute. I also look at the daily as well, so let's actually start with the daily. Okay, it's my pen. So quick overview. So we've been running in this sideways range now since September, and we haven't really broken out either one way or the other. So we've got a couple of key areas. That's a key area. This is a key area to watch as well. So 57.20 and 5800 basically into all-time highs. Volume wise, you can see we're below average volume down here. We did have a volume spike, which was this one here for that day. So we are showing more volume on the downside over last week than we have done on any upside. But it's difficult to say which way the market's going. We've got bottom tails, a few topping tails there. It does look like we probably want to see another leg up, but we don't know that until we see it actually break. So we can only play the levels what we have. So let's drop down into the 1 hour time frame. So this is our sideways we've been since 20th of September, and pretty much similar levels we had yesterday. There's a few little refinements I want to make. So we came, so I'm still watching this region down here for a bounce, and that's around 57.32 down to 57.725. One thing I do like about this area is we've got this trend line, which I'll show in a second, coming up into that area now, adding an extra area of support. So if we come back down into this region over the next day or two, then we can watch that level more closely. Let's just zoom out so we can look at that level. So that level basically, that trend line basically comes back from August, where we just linked up these two, and then we just let it continue up. So you can see we are starting, if we were to draw the trend lines in for the top and the bottom, we are starting to tighten up, and then be interested to see whether we're going to break out or break down. That's what I'm watching. That's why I keep the level in place. I just want to see whether we get close to it or break through it. Going back to the levels then. So my bounce area today is still 57.32. If we get down that area, I still quite like this region here, and it's the region we was in yesterday. So this entire region is quite a busy area. We've got lots of pivots, lots of confidence in that area as well. 57.80 down to 57.75. I'm going to be watching for a bounce, and the reason I like it is because yesterday in the market we came back down and touched that area, and I had a frustrating day yesterday. I took 5 trades, and there was one winning trade, which was barely a decent one, about a 1.3 hour trade, 1 hour trade. The others are losing trades, so I hit my maximum loss for the day. But the worst thing is, level came down. The price came down into the level I was watching, and I was short for one of the trades and I was long for the others, and I still managed to have a losing day. It just shows, even though it looks clear cut on the hourly, it's harder on the 5 minute and the 2 minute chart. So maybe I should move up a time frame to the 5 and trade off of that. But today I'm still watching a similar level, so I'm going to watch this area for a bounce, and then potentially I do quite like the break and retest of pre-market high. We're going through the high now, and I'll probably watch pre-market low levels as well for a rejection. Break, it's got to be a break and retest short or break and retest long. They're the areas. If I see a rejection setting up in this region, I'll keep an eye on that as well, because we have got previous area. We can probably mark that off now. Let's fine tune this level to about there, the tops of those candles. We still got this. I'm just going to set my alerts as well. I'm going to move the alert to there. So I'm going to watch for either a rejection, because the last time we were there, oh, get rid of that. Last time we were there, was that on the 7th? We had a big reaction down, so potentially we could still have algo sitting up there. It was in aftermarket as well, and it was in the Asian market, so potentially we've still got algorithms sitting up in that direction as well. You can see we came into that area, sort of big rejection yesterday, so potentially watch the same area today. And then if we get back up into this region, so we've got all-time highs, let's just clone that, round about here, this region, we can watch this area for a rejection as well. And again, if it's strong, then we can watch for a break and retest long. Something I probably need to do is get rid of some of these lines and just start putting in some zones. So that's our rejection area. Oh, I'll fine tune this a bit later. This is our all-time highs area. Quite big zones. I really want to. That's an area to watch. And what I'm looking at is supply areas, and we've got these zones here. So these are the main areas, the 4 shaded areas I'm watching for today. SPY, I did mark up these areas earlier as well. So we've got similar areas in SPY. We've got the bounce area down at 566. We've got another bounce area at 570, psychological number 570 rather than in between. And then we've got this rejection area, all-time high down to the highs from the 1st of October. Again, we might predict that there could be some algos sitting up here. And the last time we was in this region, we had this big rejection down. So keep an eye on that 574.30 area. SPX, we've got one more level we can add, which is yesterday's high, which we've rejected it. Oh no, that's aftermarket. I've forgotten it's not open yet. Getting close to all-time highs again, so we can watch this region for a potential rejection area, or if we break it, and watch for a break and retest. Again, I look at SPX and I treat it the same way as ES. I only want to go for a rejection up here if we're coming into that area and ES also matches. If SPX is above that area and I'm on ES and I'm looking to go short, then potentially we're looking at a bounce area. So that's why I keep an eye on SPX. NQ, yesterday's high, excuse me, so let's add another, we've got this level in. That level there. So we've got that level potentially for rejection where we were yesterday, or a break and retest long. And we can probably watch for a pre-market high, break and retest, and maybe pre-market low, break and retest as well. But the next bounce area is back down in this region again. It's an area of confluence, bottoms of pivots, tops of pivots. Big reaction last time, so we can watch for a bounce. It's quite a fine area there, so potentially we could keep an eye on this entire area. Let's just bring it in to match these pivots here. So that area there we can watch for a bounce. And that's it. I think it's not all-time highs yet. We've got way off from all-time highs, so we are looking weaker on the Nasdaq. You know what, I'm going to get rid of that level because there's no real volume to the left. got a main pivot. That's the last time I was in that place. We had a big reaction. There's a pivot over there as well. Yeah, so do you know what? Because of the reducing volume above, I do quite like the break and retest of NQ over yesterday's high. So if we can get over yesterday's high, come back and retest this region, I'm going to watch for a bit of a breakout. And I imagine that'll be the same with QQQ, exactly the same. So we've got 490.36 already labelled up. So we can probably fine tune that to yesterday's high now. That's what I was watching yesterday. So 490 exactly, break and retest long on QQQ, and then we can watch this region here for a bit of a bounce. Let's draw that in. Let's draw in this zone as well. We're kind of right in that zone now. So we are in this bit of a area of supply. So if we can get above pre-market high, yesterday's high, come back and retest it, then that'd be a great long, I think. Notice a lack of volume up here as well. So, and if I zoom out further, there's not a great deal of volume. The next area of volume is not until we get to 496. So let's mark that area off as well. That could be a potential target if we go long. Next is crude oil. What I'm seeing now is this head and shoulders pattern, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If we come back up, retest this area, we can look for the rejection down. We've got our neckline, which is a little bit wonky, but it's exactly there. So in fact, let's just ignore this one. Let's erase that. And what we could wait for is a break and retest, not just off that neckline, but also we've got this trend line, and we've got the 200 moving average below as well. So potentially watch that break and retest. If we can reclaim this 74.57, then we watch for a break and retest long as well. And I think that's it for that one. Bounce area is the only area I can watch, and we just talked about. Next up is gold. It's finally broken the trend line. Let's draw this trend line in, which is this trend line here. Coming down into this void area, notice the lack of volume over here. Lack of volume in that region, and we can potentially watch this area here for a bounce. So let's just draw it in, just there. Just rough area 2611 for a bounce, and that's basically using the top size pivots, a bit of consolidation there as well. Yeah, that's the best area for a bounce. And then rejection wise, if we can get back up, quite a clear rejection area, 2651 was the floor. We're watching that for bounces. Now we're going to watch out for the rejection, and we've got the 50 up there as well. So let's watch 2651 for the rejection, and I quite like that. So I'm going to put in my alert just below 2650. RTY. We are putting in this pattern here, bit of a wedge in a downward trend. So you would say the more logical approach would be to watch it for the short. So break and retest a pre-market low, but if we're looking to break out of this range, we can watch break and retest of pre-market high, yesterday high. So they're the two areas to watch for today. Got this nice bounce area at 2188, and we've got the break and retest area at 2221. So that's the area. I quite like the break and retest long. I'll also consider the break and retest short at pre-market low, and that's 2200 as well, which is a psychological number, and probably why we've been holding it for. We had a bit of a fake breakout down for that number, and we reclaimed it quite quickly. And then we've got YM. It's just going sideways. It's hard, these types of. So let's just draw in a trend line. In fact, let's do it on trading view because there's a reason for this. And I want to just clone it. That's the reason there. So that's our channel. Just trying to find, so top of that pivot there, just trying to find the best area, about approximately that area. So we are trading this channel, we're going up, down, tested it, tested it, tested it, down, up. Maybe we got a rejection point there at 42,500. So that's why I like drawing the channels, it gives us an idea where we can go for a rejection. So 42,500, psychological number as well. And then we've got these highs here. So let's just save this so we can see it tomorrow. And then we've got the bounce area down at 4,200 exactly. And then finally Bitcoin. So look at the daily. So we retested the top of this channel again today, I think that was. That's daily, it's a couple of days ago. And looks like we might lose that area. So we've got, it's not a very good area to, it's not very good to day trade, but we have this area of confidence. You can see we've got bottoms of pivots, tops of pivots, bottoms of pivots, tops, bottoms there. Didn't quite put a bottom in, but we can watch this area, 58,000 up to 60,000 for a potential bounce in this region. And then if we lose this area, we're coming down to this trend line area. We can watch that area for a bounce. So I hope we do get down there, because I wouldn't mind adding a little bit more to my Bitcoin if we get down into this region. Looks like my out was a good out. So I just want to slowly keep topping this up. You know, use the profits from here to add back in down here. Okay, that's it really. Order flow. At the moment, nothing unusual. It's doing exactly what you expect. You could argue that's a downtrend, that's a downtrend, and now we've broken up, pulled back, broken up, exactly the same here, up, pulled back, up. So nothing really unusual is going on here at the moment, so no clues. I think maybe the market might just go sideways until FOMC. We've got a lot of Fed speakers today as well, so potentially may just see a very hesitant market. And don't forget, sadly with the hurricane heading into Florida, there may be a lot less volume today as well. And hopefully if you're in Florida, I've got some family out there right in the path of it. Hopefully you stay safe. Okay, thank you for watching.